All right, hey, Flooring Pros, Jerry Levinson here. And yesterday's video, we went over your business plan. This is a mini flooring business masterclass. So I want to give you an idea of what it's going to be like. But in yesterday's, we talked about, a business plan, and rather than doing a business plan, just setting goals for the year. So something that would be useful that'll guide you. And we just took a company fictitiously that is doing 1.7 million. We want to bring them on track to do 30% more next year. So in order to do that, what we needed to find out is how many leads does that company need per month? And they need 85 leads per month. You could watch that video. It's on YouTube and on the Facebook group, as well as LinkedIn. But so if you want to see that video, let me know. I'll serve that up to you. But today, what we're going to talk about is, all right, how do we get the 85 leads? So in this segment, we're going to talk about attracting your best customers. What is the best way to do the marketing that you need to do to get 85 leads a week or a month? All right. When it comes down to it, well, look, we're all in the business of attracting customers. So you might have a better skill set than somebody else. You might be more knowledgeable than somebody else. But the reason that somebody is maybe running circles around you is because they're better at marketing. They're better at getting customers to their store. So in this scenario, let's say you got two salespeople at your store and you got 85 leads divided by 4 weeks is 21 leads. So each salesperson needs to go on roughly 10 calls per week. How are we going to get these leads? What marketing are you going to do to generate 21 leads a week? So the website is the best, along with pay-per-click and SEO. I do like pay-per-click. It's a great value. You have to manage it well and stay on top of your website. The big trick with the website is making sure that you're talking to the web company at least once a month. Now, the next best thing is Facebook marketing. It's working really great for a lot of flooring dealers right now. Print advertising, the things in red are kind of must-dos, and they're probably the most effective. The other things are options that are not in red. There are other options that may cost you a little bit more per lead. So print advertising's gotten expensive. And what makes that expensive is because of its effectiveness. Same with magazines, newspapers, things like that. You can do TV or radio are good if you are going to stick with it consistently. You got to figure out what works, what message works, what market works. And then home shows work well. If you work them well, you got to know how to work the home show as well. Networking is great. It's a good use of your time. If you have sales people, we always make sure all of our salespeople, anybody that wanted to work for us, had to be in a networking group because they had to be a part of the process of growing the company. And it really does help the salesperson's overall personality and how they represent the company to be in front of a network of other professionals and give a commercial about the company. So it helps them overall. And one thing I found with networking groups is a lot of people have never been to one before. So when they go, they're like, hey, this is fun. I enjoy doing this. Also, networking is a very sociable engagement, and a good salesperson is generally a sociable person. Somebody that's an introvert, that's not very sociable, is probably not going to be a good salesperson for your store. So if they're uncomfortable going to a networking group, they're probably not going to be a very good salesperson overall. Referral marketing. I mean, look, all you got to do is ask for referrals and you will get those. Your database, the newsletter, or sales or specials, or just calling people. Look, about 4 times a year, you should be reaching out to your previous database. There's just gold in your database. Church, absolutely. Wear your shirt, wear your company shirt, go to events, tell people what you do. A lot of people get good business out of church. Again, it's about being sociable, finding out about what other people do, and then sharing what you do. Signs in front of your store or in a neighborhood ballpark, those work good because they're very inexpensive. So they're very, very good for branding. It was funny the other day, my son got an Uber ride home and she says, "Hey, you're the company that does gluten-free carpet, right?" It was a banner I put out in front of the store when keto was the craze. So I was saying that we have gluten-free carpet, and that was probably 3 years ago. And that person made that comment maybe a week ago. It was really funny. So handing out flyers. What I like about handing out flyers, look, when you're dead and slow and you can't figure out what else to do, certainly you could be posting on Facebook and all that, but handing out flyers is a good way just to, you will be rewarded for your efforts. The actual handing the flyers out, the flyer itself is not going to work, but the universe will pay you back for your efforts. So it's something I like to do when I was slow years ago in the blind business, when I didn't understand marketing, and just to keep busy when I was struggling. And it never failed. You always got a phone call or something, not from the flyer necessarily, but just, I thought it was the universe paying me back. So the most expensive advertising, I want to talk about that and what you should budget. So there's a saying, the cost of your advertising is determined by its effectiveness, not the price. So when the advertising doesn't work, that's what's expensive. It has nothing to do with the price of the advertising. Some people complain about the website costs and the pay-per-click costs or things like that. And if you measure them, if you're good at tracking and measuring, you'll find that pay-per-click advertising is probably going to be the least expensive, especially when it's working well. So you need to get that working well. You got to dial it in and work with your web company. When you're in the first 2 years, a good idea, a rule of thumb budgeting, I would say, is 10 to 12% per year for the first couple of years. It's not uncommon that you're spending a little bit more money trying to build your foundation and get the word out. Websites don't work once you put them up. You have to build some type of foundation there with the community. And so everything you do in the first 2 years, you are really branding your company. I know you need business now. We need direct response marketing to build your business. I'm going to show you some ways that you can go about that. But everything you're doing for those first couple of years is going to pay dividends in the future. So just stick with it. As you're advertising more, it's going to work its way down to about 5%. As you get more established, you're getting repeat and referral customers, your website, your Facebook marketing, all this stuff is going to work exponentially better and better as time goes on. So here's some advertising ideas for you that is cheap or free, because I mean, the majority of us don't have a big budget for advertising, especially if you're in, from 500,000 to 2 million a year, you may not have a lot of money per month to spend on advertising. So posting in your Google business profile, that's totally free. Just takes a little bit of effort. Once a month, post a story, photo, videos, use keywords, learn how to use it. Completely free, and it's going to help your website. Respond to your reviews. Again, completely free. When you're responding to your reviews, make sure you use a couple keywords in there. Google likes to see a lot of words. So the more words you use in responding, the more it helps. When people are leaving you a review, one little trick is to ask them to mention the installer if they would, if they really like the installer. That also takes up a few more words to talk about the installation. So it makes that review more effective in Google's eyes. Posting stories on Facebook, and it costs you nothing. Be interesting. Talk about a job that you guys just did, or a funny story about their cat or kids, or just a funny story about a customer. Post that on Facebook. Be entertaining. Be interesting. Don't just post sales and specials, or just telling people what you do generically. Be interesting and tell them the location. Hey, I was in Sun Lakes the other day, and we just did this job for a couple. They are a senior couple. They have a home in Wisconsin, and they stay here in the wintertime. So greatest couple, the guy just got a home off the golf course, and she does not want to vacuum in this home. So we got rid of all the carpet and just put luxury vinyl throughout her house. They freaking love it. So it was a lot of fun. They were the greatest couple. Tell a story, like that. People will connect with that story. Posting on TikTok is huge. Jamie Jordan is really good at this. He picked up on this a couple years ago, and he's been great at it. I haven't gone on the TikTok bandwagon. Instagram is also fantastic. Works really well. And whatchamacallit that's out there now, all these little social media things, the short reels, this stuff does work. Don't try to do everything. Get good at TikTok or get good at Instagram, and don't try to do 20 different things. Well, one little trick that you can do too, when you post on Google Business Profile, whatever you post there, you can share it to your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your TikTok, your LinkedIn. So it's really nice. You can duplicate your efforts really easily. Same thing with YouTube. I noticed this. Anything you post on YouTube, a video, you can share that to your Facebook page, your TikTok, your Instagram. You can share that to your Google Business Profile. So you don't have to create different content for all these platforms, and you don't have to do a bunch of different work. Anytime I shoot a YouTube video, this video, it's going to go on my LinkedIn page. It's going to go on my Facebook pages, things like that. So you can duplicate your efforts really easily. Networking. Networking is actually cheap or free. You can go to new groups. BNI is the most expensive, but it's actually the least expensive because it's the most effective. Again, remember, the cost is determined by the effectiveness, not the price. So BNI works really good. If you can, BNI is very, very structured. I personally didn't like it for myself, but I made sure all my people were in a BNI, and the top salesperson at Carpets of Arizona is crushing it with BNI. But even BNI groups, you can visit them for free, usually twice. So visit a bunch of different networking groups if you don't want to pay to get in one, but it will make it worth it for you to pay to be in one and be involved in a networking group. Chamber of Commerce meetings are free usually, so join those, any kind of networking meetings that you can go to. Hold events in your store for realtors. I love that. I would do the home selling dream program. Actually, what I did was, before COVID, we got a group together that was doing education for realtors in our store. Anything that would get people in our store. I had single groups events in the store. It was really hot out. Again, this is kind of after the first round of COVID, and we were just getting back together again. They wanted to meet at the park, and I'm like, oh no, screw that. It's too hot. Let's meet at my store. I went out and bought a Mexican food platter. Had nothing to do with promoting my business, but hey, man, they're in my store. So this was gold. Any kind of charity event you could do. We did a Back the Blue for police officers in our store. Good publicity, good press. Things like that are very inexpensive. Anything you want to do charitable to, get your supplier involved. They'll donate stuff. They'll donate food. They'll donate gifts. They will help you put on a charitable event, and you'll get publicity, press. It's mostly free advertising, and it works really well. Anything you can do to get people in your store, especially when you're not doing any kind of sale or special, it's fantastic. Man, that has legs. It's going to live on. Those people will use you and refer you. So keep your messages real clean. Whenever you're doing any kind of advertising, I love this rule of thumb from Chet Holmes: one product to one person at one time. So rather than saying we have flooring and being broad-based, advertise your carpet. let's talk about like a networking meeting. You could talk about the same product and the same service for 6 to 8 weeks. Everybody thinks that in a networking meeting, they got to change things up and be interesting. Well, everybody in the networking meeting is thinking about what they're going to say. They're not listening to you. So if you say the same thing for 6 to 8 weeks, they'll get it. They'll start to get it, and they'll know that you're the king of carpet, by the time 6 to 8 weeks is up. And then you move on to a luxury vinyl product and keep bringing in different samples and showing them different samples. Best to tell a story about that, but stick with one product for a good long period of time, and that'll be much more effective than trying to come up with something new every week. For real estate agents, I did fantastic promoting the Home Seller Dream Program. And that's something we teach you guys about in a masterclass. But I got to go to events for free and promote my stuff. Yeah, so really, really good strategy that helps you, because you're not soliciting your product, you're giving them something they can use to help close houses for more money. We did renters planks one time. So people that had renters homes, we had renters planks. I just made it up. It was an inexpensive luxury vinyl glue down, and we called them renters planks, saying that these were specially made for rental houses. You can have flooring that's specially made for stairs. That works really good in marketing messages. You can have flooring specially made for basement homes. And be careful about the sales and specials. And the only reason I say that is I've never noticed people come in and refer to a specific sale or special that we had. What worked is they were in the market for flooring at the time they saw our ad. So some of the cute things that we did with small family owned business, no one over 5'6", or free snow shoveling. And I always did have sales and specials, but I can tell you that it wasn't the specific sale that brought them in. And you see all these ads from Empire and Lowe's or Home Depot or anything. It's not the free installation. It's not the sale. It's not the 50% off. It's that frequency of marketing that they're doing that brings customers in. So don't misinterpret that to say, well, I got to offer a really good discount. No, you don't, because in flooring, people don't really have anything to go by. If you were offering a sale or a special on jeans and you were giving a 25% off, people have a basis of price. They understand what it costs for a pair of Levi's, or what it costs for milk or eggs or groceries. People have a sense of what that costs. When it comes to flooring, they haven't got a clue. So saving 10% or 15% or 20%, it doesn't really mean anything. Or even free installation, they don't really get it, understand it, or care. They're going to have you out for an estimate, mostly because you're close, you're convenient, there's something about you that they like. You guys answered the phone, you responded. There's a lot of reasons why people use you. Much, much less to do with any kind of sale or special. All right, so the Flooring Business Masterclass is coming up September 14th to 15th. We've got a hotel for you, very good prices on that. So give me a call or send me a message and let me know that you want to sign up. If you can't make it out to Florida, you can join us online. It's just $397. And remember, if you like this video in YouTube, please click the like button, and also subscribe to the channel below. Also, if you want to have a conversation with me, let me know what's going on. Tell me about your situation. Just click on the link and on the Calendly link and schedule a time. I'd love to talk to you about your business, your situation, and see how we can help. That's the end of our video, folks.